The views and opinions of the guests on the Wyleaner Show are those of the guests and are not necessarily the views and opinions of the host and or her co-host.
Guys, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Hey, y'all! I welcome y'all back. Yes, it's me. Y'all know who I am. I'm Wellina, the Las Vegas Queen of Gospel, and y'all know what show this is. This is the Wylena Show, and this is where the rubber meets the road. And I just want to welcome everybody back, all of my fans who are out there watching and who are tuning in, everybody who's watching from Facebook and Twitter, and listeners and viewers from Spreaker, and everybody's watching on YouTube, and those of you who are watching out there on WYLENATVShow.com. I just want to welcome you back. I tell you what, this is going to be an exciting show today, and we've got more shows. But listen, I want to add my disclaimer. You know, I always do. This is very serious. This is a hard-hitting show. You may want to think long and hard to see if you can cope with the information that is about to be released here on this show. Just keep in mind, everyone, this is to educate you. The Wylena Show makes the rubber meet the road, and that means I bring it. Some of you may not be able to deal with it nor accept this information, and just keep in mind, it's your decision, not my decision for you. Okay, everyone? I'll tell you what, I'm excited. I have two great guests here, and we are going to be talking about who and where are the true Israelites. Interesting. But before we begin the discussion, I want to tell you guys, make sure you shoot me an email with your topic suggestions and your questions and comments to WYLENATVShow@AOL.com. That's WYLENATVShow@AOL.com. And friend me on Facebook, if you will, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, the phone lines will be open today, but not until, listen, today we are doing an extra special extra half-hour show. Okay, we're doing our regular hour and an extra half hour. So what that means is the phone lines will not be open until the last half hour of the show. So the phone lines will open at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, our time. Okay, and when the phone lines open, the phone number will be and is 702-850-5580. That's 702-850-5580. And listen, when you call in, you need to either walk away from your computer or mute your speakers so that we don't get your feedback from your phone call. And ask your questions and then hang up and take your answer off the air. Okay? No questions, because I don't know nothing. That's why I'm doing this show, so I can learn right along with y'all. Okay, we all gonna learn together. All right, and so also, do not be rude to my guests, okay? We have the right to agree to disagree. Now, you can't tell them, look here, I think you're wrong about that. Prove it. Prove what you are saying is accurate, because I beg to differ. You got the right to say that, okay? But say what you got to say. My guests will hear you, and then you can hang up the phone and take your answer off the air. Now, if you call in and the line is busy, you can't get through, hang up and just call back. Don't leave a message, because if you leave a message, it will fall over to next week's show. Now, of course, we're doing a 4-part show right now. This is a 4-part show because this topic is it's so deep, and I tell you, it's just, it's going to be a bit much probably for me to handle my own self, and y'all know I'm a pretty tough cookie, okay? But anyway, it is what it is, and so I'm going to do my best to handle these guys here with the information that they're going to share with us today, okay? And so for the most part, I want you guys to remember, you call in, just make sure that you be respectable to my guests, okay? And you know, just ask your question. I don't care what your question is. I promise you that. I really don't care what your question is ever. You know, that's your prerogative, and that's your right to ask whatever you want to ask. Okay? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a commercial break, and this will be the only commercial break that we will take throughout this 4-week series. Okay, this will be the only commercial break. I might shoot you a couple words or something, you know, to just kind of remind y'all a little bit, you know, to help a sister out. But otherwise, this will be the only commercial break that we will take. Okay, and so with that being said, we're gonna take our first commercial break, and when we come back, boy, I tell you the truth, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a here for the next 4 weeks. Believe me when I tell you that it's definitely going to be a big deal. Okay, so y'all stay right there. Y'all know what show this is. This is the WAYYYY show, and y'all know what's getting ready to happen. The rubber is going to meet the road. So strap up your boots and get ready. I'll see you in a minute.
Hi, this is WAYYYY, the Las Vegas Queen of Gospel. First of all, I really do appreciate your listening and viewing my show every week. I would greatly appreciate your financial assistance as well to keep my show on the air. Please just make some type of contribution. $5, $10, $20, $50, $100 or more, whatever you desire. Please send your check or money order to WAYLEANER, that's spelled WYLEANER, to 420 North Nellis Boulevard, Suite A3, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89110. That's all for now. And thanks again for your continued support. Blessings to you too. And this is where the rubber meets the road.
Hey, everybody. All right. Thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much for hanging in there and tuning in with us today. We have got some shows for y'all just straight lined up, one right behind the other in a row. Believe me when I tell you that. Okay, and so listen, I want to begin by introducing my guests to you today. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you what their name is, and then I'm going to allow you to allow them to tell you a little bit about themselves. Okay, so right now, who I have with me, my first guest that I want to introduce you to, reintroduce it. I'm going to call on Brother RENALDO WADE. Brother RENALDO WADE has been on the WAYYYY show several times, and I would like to reintroduce you to, and you just recently seen him, so I know you haven't really forgotten, but we may have some brand new people that's just tuning in today for the very first time. So, Brother Wade, are you with me? And will you please tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Thank you.
Good evening, Miss WAYYYY, and shalom to my family out there. I am a particular teacher of the Hebrew culture and its language, you know, of the Hebrew tongue. I do have a Talk, Teach, and Testify blog talk radio show that I teach every Thursday through Sunday. And I do also have a Hebrew language school that I teach called the Kingdom Harvest. And anyone that would like to learn the Hebrew culture and the scriptures, they can contact me and they will be able to be taught online. I also travel across the country teaching the absolute truth pertaining to our Heavenly Father's laws, commandments, teachings, and instructions, which we call Torah. And that is it for me for right now. So thank you very much, Miss Wylena, for having me on your show this evening.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Brother Ronaldo Wade. Greatly appreciate you coming back on the show and your ability and your willingness to share with us the information that you are going to be sharing with us for the next the next 3 weeks, because this is part 1, and then the next 3 shows. Okay. All right. So listen, everybody, I have another guest here. Woo! I have another guest here, and his name is Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM. And I'm going to allow Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM to tell you just a little bit about himself as well. Here we go. How you doing? Well, let me see. Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM, are you? Hang on. It looks like you're muted out here. Let's get you unmuted. Okay. Looks like we're having trouble getting you unmuted. Okay. We're gonna Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM, you're gonna have to unmute yourself. I'm not able to unmute you. And I'll be able to tell when you're unmuted, and then I can bring you back up. I don't know why I'm unable to unmute him. Okay. I still need you to continue to try to unmute your mic, and we'll wait for you to get your mic unmuted. I'll be able to tell when your mic is unmuted. What you have to do to get your mic unmuted. Okay, so as soon as Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM gets his mic unmuted, then I will introduce you to him as well. Listen, everybody, this is going to be some deep talk, okay? I'm just going to kind of stall here for a minute until he gets his mic unmuted. This is going to be some deep talk. If I tell you the truth, it's really going to be off the chain. You know, just doing my research just to do these shows, it's been really traumatic for me. But y'all know I'm a tough cookie, so I can handle whatever comes out, you know, whatever comes along and whatever comes my way, I can do it, you know. So it is what it is. So listen, Bishop TA'MARRYHAM, your mic is still muted, and I'm still having trouble getting it unmuted. So I don't know what you got to do over there on your end, but something you'll have to do there to get your mic unmuted. So meanwhile, while he's working on that, like I thought I saw it go off for a second. Bishop TA'MARRYHAM, I thought I saw it go off for a second there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Bishop TA'MARRYHAM, you might have to log off and come back on with the same information, the same link and everything. You might have to do that because apparently for some reason you're unable to unmute your mic, and I can't unmute it from my side here. I tried already and it's not unmuting. It's not unmuting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here because we don't want to waste any time whatsoever. And when Bishop TA'MARRYHAM gets back with us, we'll introduce him at that time. So Bishop TA'MARRYHAM, you may have to log off and come back. I believe you'll still be able to come back with us with the same link. All right. So I have Renaldo Wade, and Brother Wade, we're gonna move on until Bishop TA'MARRYHAM gets back with us here. So I really wanted to make sure that he was properly introduced, but it looks like there's some technical difficulties going on. So we'll get that straight in just a moment. Okay. So meanwhile, Brother Renaldo Wade, I'm going to go ahead and start with the questions for you, and because we still need to proceed, and we're gonna start with the simple questions as we always do. All right. And so the first question, of course, is do you believe in or a superior being? Uh, Brother Wade, do you believe in God or a superior being, please?
I do believe in a superior being. Yes, I do.
And okay, all right. So what is the name of this superior being? What do you call this superior being and why, please?
The superior being, our creator, our heavenly father, I name him Yahuwah, and his name is Yahuwah because according to the Hebrew scriptures, not the Yiddish, okay, that's very important. I learn and I teach from the, we call it the Yahudat language, which is the older language of creation. And that's how I was able to learn his name, by looking at the Dead Sea Scrolls and other ancient scriptures, and was able to, learn his name, learn the letters, and then learn how to pronounce his name.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, you know, Brother Wade, there's been several shows that I've done. Well, a lot of shows that I've done over the years since 2001. Okay, and people tend to have all of these various names that they use for the creator, and I'm just a little bewildered about what is the creator's name for real, y'all, and what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. But we're gonna learn some things from you guys as well, okay? And so it looks like we're gonna have Bishop Tamarryham back with us in just a second. It looks like we're gonna have him back with us in just a second here. He's getting adjusted there, and then I'm gonna pass that same question on to him as soon as he gets adjusted. Brother Wade, I'm still going to go ahead and ask you my second question, and that is, please explain to me and my viewing audience, Brother Wade. Okay, well, it looks like let me go ahead and introduce Bishop Tamarryham. Okay, it looks like he's slightly adjusted there to the slight, but anyway, he's adjusted. Okay, Bishop Tamarryham, WASHANTI Ta'MARRYHAM, welcome to the Wileena Show. How are you doing? And tell us a little bit about yourself, please. Go right ahead. Okay, he's having some technical difficulties because we lost him again. Okay, so I would like it very much if you would explain to me and my viewing audience, what is the y'all know I'll be struggling with words. What is the tetragrammaton? Tetragrammaton. I think I pronounced that right. And if I didn't, you can just go right ahead and correct me. Okay. What is the tetragrammaton, Brother Wade, please?
According to Greek language, the tetragrammaton is 4 particular letters in which they state that these particular letters are all consonants and they have no vowels. Okay, so this is according to Greek particular instruction as to what they feel that the tetragrammaton is. In the Hebrew text, you can't have a tetragrammaton, okay, because every particular word and things that we speak, they're going to have vowels in it. So it doesn't apply to those who study in the Hebrew text. So tetragrammaton is just a Greek. We have 4 letters. They have no vowels. They all have consonants, but yet they are saying a particular word or name. So, once again, in the Hebrew, our Father's name is not a tetragrammaton if you look at it from a Hebrew perspective.
Okay. Okay. So does that explain to me, because is that considered the tetragrammaton, or is that something different, Brother Wade? And we're still waiting on Bishop Washanti to adjust his camera and everything. But anyway, Brother Wade, is that uh, what is Yahweh? Is that the tetragrammaton?
That would be a tetragrammaton if you look at the four vowels as to how the Yiddish Hebrew is. And the Yiddish Hebrew, you have to remember, that is more of what they call the moderate Hebrew, and that is the Hebrew that Eastern Europeans that they brought in, and they changed the sound of a lot of particular sounds of our, of the Hebrew alphabet. And they say Yahweh because there's a W. Now, you got to listen to it very closely. W. That means that they put two U's together to produce a W. The Germans did that. And so this is how they came up with Yahweh. There was a particular man who was he practiced theology, and he studied the Hebrew language. But because he was a German, he took the U out of Yahuwah and he put the W in, and then they just made a sound like Yahweh. So, people are starting to pronounce that as Yahweh because they see the W that is there.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so now we have Bishop Washanti Ta'Marrhyham. It looks like he's adjusted and ready to be introduced. Bishop Washanti Ta'Marrhyham, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being a part of the show today. And would you please tell us a little bit about who you are and to the viewing audience, please?
Yes, shalom to
Thank
the
you.
house of Israel, to all of the elders and sisters at the indigenous nation of Hebrew Israelite, and to the Hebrew community as a whole. I'd like to thank you, Ms. Walina, for the privilege of being here. And I'd like to thank the brother Wade for also coming. And of course, why I'm indespicable is the way I'm looking right now because of the veiled threats that was given towards us about me particularly showing up on your show. Nonetheless, for all they know right now, this could be one of the elders from the indigenous nations. We were determined to come here and be a part of the show. So therefore, let's just go ahead and move forward and from there.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Bishop Washanti, and we appreciate you sharing that little tidbit of information with us here on the Wild Leader Show. Pretty deep. Okay, so listen, Bishop, I've already asked the question of Brother Renaldo Wade, so I would like to ask you the same question, please, and that is, what believe in God first and foremost? Do you believe in God or a superior being of some sort? And if you do believe in a superior being, what is the name of that superior being, please?
Well, naturally, we believe in a superior being. In fact, our whole ancestry history comes from a superior being. Out of all of the nations of the world, we are the only nation that was divinely spoken into creation or divinely created. We believe that, and we look in the book of Barak or Bereshit, Genesis, the first chapter, originally in the Paleo Hebrew, his name is his name is Elohim, is his original name, Elohim. But what he tells Moses in the third chapter of the book of Exodus, he says that his name is Ahai, Ashar, Ahaya. So we call him today Ahai, Ashar, Ahaya. And obviously, we most definitely believe in him as a superior being. But the ancient word that he revealed himself in that first chapter of Genesis is the word Elohim. But As he tells Moses in the 3rd chapter, he says, "For your fathers Abraham and Isaac and Jacob did not know me as by my name of El Shaddai."
All right. Okay. Don't get too deep on me now. Just just answer my question. Now listen, everybody. I want to let everybody know the phone lines are not open right now. The phone lines are not open. Okay. They will not be open until 6 o'clock. Okay. For the last 30 minutes of the show, the phone lines will be open at that time only. All right. So please hold your phone calls until then. All right. Okay. So thank you, Bishop Washanti, for that. And I also would like to ask you the same question that I just asked Brother Renaldo Wade. What is the Tetragrammaton, please?
Well, the brother basically cleared it up. It was the Hebrew word for the name of the Most High that was ultimately written before the Hebrew language had vowels in it. So our language came down to us from an oral, and then from oral later on it added the vowels, and the vowels came later on. But it was the tetragrammaton. There's a big controversy about it. Some people believe that that's not his original name, but others do. But the 4 vowels, the 4 constables, are related to it. Yah or Yahweh. That is the pronunciation of it. So without the vowels, the original Hebrew name without the vowels.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so now I noticed that well, I'm not gonna ask that question yet. I'm gonna wait a minute on that one. Okay, so listen, guys, do you guys use the Bible? And if you do use the Bible, would you please take the time to tell me what type of Bible you use and why? And I'm gonna start that question with brother Renaldo Wade. Would you please tell me what type of Bible you use and why you use such a Bible, please?
Well, I do use the 1611 King James Version only for those who uses that, because that's the most popular version that everybody uses, especially in Christianity, and those who are coming out of that religion and coming into the knowledge of the truth. I could teach from that. But I particularly read and study, as well as teach on the radio show, into my particular students from the Dead Sea Scrolls. I teach from the Septuagint. I also teach from the Aleppo Codex, from the Aramaic Peshitta, and there are other ancient passages that I teach from. So I don't just stick with a quote unquote Bible, but I teach more so from scriptures and from ancient texts than I do with the Bible.
Okay. That was quite a bit there, Brother Wade. Those are some words of Septuagint and well, anyway. Boy, I tell you, I really learn a lot when I do the Wild Show, y'all. So let me go over here to Bishop Washanti and see Bishop Ta'Marryham and see what use the Bible, Bishop Ta'Marryham, and what Bible do you use and why, please?
Well, first of all, I do use the 1611 King James with the Apocrypha, but there is basically no such thing today that's available to the average civilian as a original Hebrew Paleo Bible. The King James comes from a text called the Richter Textus, a 4th century translation that is more useful towards the Alexandria type of translation. So basically I use the King James Version, but I also study in a multiple various translations as well.
Okay, all right. So it looks like both of you guys sort of dive into other books and translations and that type of thing. So from what I can see, you're not just sticking to one particular book. So that lets me know that you guys are getting your information from different locations and different places, and that kind of works. I think that kind of works. So I would like to know, Bishop TaMarrYHAM, what is your denominational belief? What is the name? The title only. I only want the title. I do not want a description. I just simply want the title of your denominational belief, please.
Okay, first of all, we don't have a denomination. We are a nation, and we simply go by the Tanakh, from the book of Moses to the book of Revelation.
Wait. Okay. So what you're telling me is you don't have a name. Whatever your denomination is, and whatever your teaching comes from, there is no name to it. That's what you're telling me. Because all I want is a name. I don't want an explanation. All I want is a simple name. So are you saying no, there is no name?
No, I misunderstood the way you phrased the question. We are the indigenous nation of Hebrew Israelites. Covenant-based lifestyle is what we teach.
Okay. All right. The indigenous nation of Hebrew.
The indigenous nation of Hebrew Israelites. Indigenous nation of Hebrew Israelites.
Okay, I got you. The indigenous nation of Hebrew Israelite is their denominational title, everybody. Okay, so Renaldo Wade, can you please tell me what is the title of your denomination as well? What's the title, please?
I also do not practice a denomination, but I do belong to the Nazarene community. Nazarene, that's it. I'll leave it like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we have Nazarene and we have indigenous of Hebrew Israelite. I think I got that right. Okay. That's a lot. That was quite a bit for me to spit out, y'all. But anyway, y'all know I'll get it done. One way or another, I'll get it done. Okay. So now, brother Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM, will you tell me why do you choose this belief? We're not going to call it a denomination since you say it's not. So why do you choose this, Bishop Ta'MARRYHAM?
First and foremost, I didn't choose anything. We were divinely chosen. I was born into this. This is a covenant based upon my nationality.
Oh, okay. All right. So you were born into it, and it's based on your nationality. So telling me, Bishop Ta'MARRYHAM, that from a baby on up to today, this is what you grew up in this from a baby. You were born in, and you just grew up into it, and this is the teaching that you've known all your entire life. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Is the whole purpose of us having this show today is because people like you and me, we were kidnapped and displaced and raised in captivity. So I was taught something different from my original nationality as a Hebrew Israelite. In the land of my
hold on, because I'm on now. I got the flow right now. So just hold on back there. Okay. Kidnapped, y'all. And I'm for real about that part. I might have been kidnapped. I think I've been pretty much saying that most of my adult life, that I was kidnapped. Anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to Brother Wade. Brother Wade, would you please tell me why you choose this belief that you are a part of? Why did you choose this belief, please?
Wow. I'm with the brother. I did not choose at all to be a Nazarene. I was chosen, as you were reading Jeremiah, that before he created us, he knew us. So he predestinated us to come back to our first love, which is our Heavenly Father. And I'm called a Nazarene because I am a branch. It comes from the root word Nazar. It means a branch. And I'm a branch connected to the true vine, who is our king, our elder brother and high priest, whose name is Yahusha HaMashiach, or Yahuwah ben Yahusuf, or the son of Joseph. And we were brought into, back into the Heavenly Father through this particular Mashiach, this anointed one who came to restore and to redeem his nation of Yashariel.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Y'all really kind of throwing me here. I'm not getting what I'm looking for, but y'all giving it to me what you want to give me, so I'll just take it and run with it. I want to ask you guys, maybe this will clarify what I'm trying to find out. Brother Renaldo Wade, is this a part of Christianity?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Wade. And I'm going to go over here to Bishop WASHANTI TA'MARRYHAM. Same question. Is this a part of Christianity?
Absolutely not. We're not a part of Christianity. We are an indigenous nation that came up from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Okay. All right. Bishop TA'MARRYHAM, he really trying to get loose on my show, y'all. He wants to preach. I gotta hold him down over there because he's trying to really get cut loose. Okay, so it's not a part of Christianity. That's what I'm getting from you guys. Both of you guys are telling me the same thing. And so this is very interesting that you're saying that it's not a part of Christianity, because Christianity is pretty huge. And then, of course, with you guys using the Bible and then other books, you would think that somehow you are wrapped up in Christianity some kind of way, but I guess not. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to appreciate what you guys are telling me. What day do you worship and why? I would like to know, Brother Renaldo Wade, what day do you worship and why?
I worship the Most High, the true and living Elohim, every day. You worship him every day. We are to we are to love him always with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our strength. That is the one great commandment that you will read in the book of Devarim, or the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6. Yep. That's about the Shama. So I worship him every day, including Shabbat.
Okay, so now wait a minute, Brother Renaldo Wade. I had many people to come on my show and tell me that they worship him every day. So let me clarify myself here. Asking you, both of you gentlemen, is, do you consider to be an extra special day? Out of all the other days, what day is that one special day? Is there one extra special day that you may set aside and worship? I know you're worshiping every day, and I know you love him every day, and I know you appreciate him every day, and all of that like that. But I want to know, what's that one specific day? There's got to be one day that's more important than all the rest of the days. Do you have that day? Once again, Brother Wade, do you have that day?
Of course, if you go to Uyaikra, or the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, you will read those particular days that I set aside especially to rest and to serve our true and living Elohim. That is the Shabbat, and those his in his appointed feasts as well. When you talk about the Passover, the Feast of Weeks, And of course, the Feast of Tabernacles. Those are special days in which we're supposed to come as a family, to come as a congregation and rest and don't work on those days. And we're supposed to serve the true and living Elohim then.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I guess maybe we're getting a little somewhere now. Maybe we're getting a little somewhere now. You got some special days, and then now I heard you say Shabbat, and Bishop Washanti, I'm coming to you in just a second, but I gotta have Brother Wade to clarify what he just spit out his mouth. Now he said Shabbat. That. What in the world is a Shabbat? I mean, it's come on, talk to me.
Oh, wow. The Shabbat is the first covenant made to man. As soon as the Father created everything in 6 days, he Baruch, or Christians like to use the word blessed. He blessed that day. He sanctified it. He set it apart. And that was the first covenant that he made to man, was the Shabbat. You work 6 days and then you rest the seventh, just like what he did. Even the Messiah, if you read that in the renewed covenant, he said that, watch this, he said that man wasn't created for the Shabbat, but the Shabbat was created for the man. And so we are supposed to rest on that day, no work at all, and we're supposed to set that aside to give that unto our true and living Elohim. And it's not Sunday.
Okay.
I like to add that in.
You wait just a minute, because I was sure getting ready to come back and ask you, when is the Shabbat? Find out too. When is this Shabbat, Brother Wade? Okay, since you spit out Shabbat, now I don't know what the bishop gonna say, but anyway, I need you to tell me. Now you just said day, so are you saying the 7th day? Is that what you're telling me, Brother Wade?
The 7th day of you. Okay. The 7th day of your working week is the Shabbat. Now, the particular calendar that I go by, I don't go by the Gregorian calendar. I don't do that because the Roman Catholic Church, they have tainted that. So I go according to the timetable of the true and supreme Elohim. And because of that, I'm able to calculate the particular time that he wants us to Shabbat with him. We don't pick our own Shabbat. We are to Shabbat, have this Shabbat with him, because he declared that. He commanded us to do it that way. So I can't just say I want to make up my own schedule and I want to have my own Shabbat. We Shabbat the same time that our true and living Elohim Shabbats.
Okay, listen, you know what, Brother Wade, I could probably go back and forth with you just on that one alone, okay? I really could. I got some stuff that I could throw out there at you and see what you do with it. But anyway, well, I'm going to move on over here to the bishop, because I want the bishop to tell me the exact same thing without preaching to me now, Bishop. I just want you to tell me, what day do you set aside? I don't want to hear you telling me every day and all of that. I want to know, what is that one particular day? Is there one particular day that's a special day for you that you worship on, or you set aside and utilize that day for your special worship day? If so, what day is that and why, Bishop?
You have to first understand, most of the Israelite nations, there is not a real, there are indifferences about exactly what day is the Sabbath. But traditionally, sun goes down or town you in. When the sun goes down on a Friday, on a Saturday, or the Shabbat is usually observed, Genesis, the first chapter, after the Most High created the heavens and the earth, and he created everything, in the 31st verse, we see that he rested. So we are assuming that it was at the end of the 6th day, 6 p. at the evening. So wherever you at in the world, on a Friday evening, when the sun goes down, till the sun goes down the following evening, which would be Saturday night.
Okay. Okay, all right. Now that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear and pretty clean cut. But now, what I want to ask you, Bishop, in relation to what Renaldo Wade just said, Bishop, I would like to know: are you using the same type of calendar? I heard Brother Wade call it the Gregorian calendar. Is that what you use as well, the Gregorian calendar, or are you using some other type of calendar to come up with your Friday sunset day?
Without getting technical, some of the questions you're asking, they can't just be a yes and no real fast. So it just depends because most of the traditional Hebrews go by when the moon, the stellar calendar or the moon. But traditionally, it doesn't make too much of a difference where you observe it as long as you are observing it with your whole heart and the simplicity of sincerity towards Elohim.
Okay, so what you just told me is it doesn't make a difference whether you use the Gregorian calendar or whether you use a Hebrew calendar or any other type of calendar.
That's not
That's
what
what
I
I'm
said.
because okay. Well, what I'm asking you, wait just a minute. What I'm asking you, Bishop, is are you using the Gregorian calendar? That was my question. Are you using the Gregorian calendar, which is the calendar that Brother Wade said he does not use? I want to know what
No,
calendar do you use? Okay.
we don't use a calendar. I go by the Tanakh. The Tanakh teaches us that our days are not the same as the Gregorian bishop calendar based upon the 4,000 years BC. So in the Tanakh or the Torah, it is simply when the sun goes down on Friday, because in the Hebrew nation, there are different opinions about exactly when the Shabbat will start as far as the stellar calendar goes. So
Okay.
we're just now coming into the knowledge of who we are, so we don't necessarily have an absolute standard where everybody in the entire Hebrew nation observe the same teachings in this particular area as well.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I guess that's another show, y'all, because a lot of people have a lot of confusion on just on that topic alone, as far as when is the Shabbat or the Sabbath or Sunday or what day you should worship and blase. Okay, so I guess I'll just move on past that because it looks like I'm not gonna take up the whole show talking about that. That's just another show, y'all. Believe me when I tell you, that's another show right there. Okay, what day, what calendar, and this and that. Okay, so for those of us who do not know what is the definition of an Israelite, and I'm gonna go over here to Brother Wade and come back to Bishop Tamarryham. What is the definition of Israelite?
The term Israelite, and we have to keep in mind that the Greeks had got hold of our language and our definitions, but we are called an Israeliteim, and that is a nation of particular citizens naturally breeded into, they came through the loins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are our ancestors. Those are our paternal ancestors who the Father brought this powerful nation through. So that's my definition.
Okay, don't get too far ahead of me. Don't get too far ahead of me, but I got you. Okay, I got you. So, cause y'all, you know how I do, okay? I don't want to be repetitious. So, cause I have questions for y'all. So, just as briefly as you can, I'll put it like that, as briefly as you can, Bishop, tell me what is on your side of the fence, what is of an Israelite, please, as briefly as you can. Thanks.
An Israelite is somebody who is biologically, lineage-wise, born from one of the 12 sons of Jacob.
All righty then. that was to the point. Okay, so we got that. Y'all got that out there. That's the definition from these two guys' point of view. They both gave you their perspective of what an Israelite is. Okay, so now I would like to discuss with you gentlemen the sons of Noah. Okay, I want to discuss with you guys the sons of Noah. First, I want you to tell me about them one at a time, without mentioning anyone else, please. Starting with, I would like for you to tell me about, okay, so I'm going to start with Brother Renaldo Wade. Will you please tell me about Shem? Without telling me about anybody else, I just want to know about Shem right now, please. Thank you.
All right. Shem is the particular seed of Noah who stayed with his father Noach, while Ham and Japheth, the other two sons, went out and started their own particular nations, empires. And
Okay.
Shem became that particular bloodline of which Abraham came through.
Okay. So what it looks to me is though y'all can't tell me about one without telling me about the other ones. That's what I'm getting here. Because all I want to know is about one at a time. But it looks like for some reason you got to join them together. I'm trying to learn about each individual person as much as you know about that one individual person. And because I have the other names listed and I got to come back to you with that. So that's why I don't want y'all to go ahead of me. Okay. So would you please tell me, Bishop, what you know about Shem?
Shem is the direct prototype of the Hebrew nation. He is the opposite. He is the oldest son of Noah, and he represents what they call a Shemite today. Our nation as Shemites.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next one, of course, you already know. I would like for you guys to tell me, Bishop Ta'Marrhyham, I'm going to come to you this time. Would you please give me a description of who is Ham? We just talked about Shem, so will you please give me a description of who is Ham? And please give me time to switch to you before you start talking. I want to know who is Ham, please.
Ham is the product, he is the father of what can be considered as the Kemet nation, the African nation. He is the direct grandfather or progenitor of all of the ethnic African groups, Cushites, Ethiopians. He's the father of the Ethiopian nation.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Brother Wade, same question, please. What is your definition of who is Ham? And without, just as simple as possible. What do you know about Ham, please?
I agree with our brother. Plus, in addition, Ham was that cursed bloodline because of what he had done to his father Noach by looking at the nakedness of his father, and for that reason, that bloodline was cursed. So that is my short definition of who Ham is.
Wow, that's deep. Sound like Ham got in trouble. Okay. All right. So I would like for you gentlemen to please tell me, without going into a whole lot of detail, just tell me the background of, that's the word I should use, the background, Bishop, the background of Japheth.
Just Joseph is the father of one of the stock of the European nation.
Okay. Okay. All right. The background of Japheth, please, Brother Wade. The background of Japheth.
Once again, I concur with our brother, and the descendants of Japhet stretches from the Mediterranean Sea over into Europe and then into Minor Asia.
Okay, y'all, y'all see what y'all doing is y'all going into the future. I want you to tell me about the past, not what came from them. I just want to know, but that's okay. We're gonna move on. I'm struggling with this right now because I really don't want y'all to get ahead of me. Okay. So Ham, Shem, and Japheth are the sons of Noah. And so now these three sons left and were instructed to go and repopulate the earth. Correct. And all I want is a simple yes or no. Bishop, is this correct? The three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, go and repopulate the earth. Is that correct, Bishop? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And Brother Ronaldo Wade, from your teachers, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So since we know that the population, because of course everybody knows that the entire earth of people were destroyed by the flood. At least that's what I've been told. So correct as well, was the entire population of the earth, Noah and his family, destroyed by the flood? Was there anybody else left on this planet and his family? Was everybody destroyed by the flood except Noah and his family? Brother Wade, please.
Absolutely. Yes.
So everybody was destroyed except Noah and his family. All right. So Bishop, do you agree, yes or no, that everybody was destroyed and there was nobody on this planet except Noah and his family? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that brings me to another question that just, I've heard this before. And so I had to bring it to you guys because I thought to myself, now let me see what their answer is going to be to this. Because it's really slightly confusing. If there was nobody else on this planet Earth except Noah and his family, if this be the case, who did Shem, Ham, and Japheth go and populate with? Where were the women? Does not add up here, okay? I mean, can y'all please fill in the blanks and help a sister out here? Because how supposed to repopulate this earth without women? I mean, come on now, you guys. Help me out. Where was the females at in during this time frame? Where did they get the women from? Because there had to be some women involved in order to repopulate the earth. I just can't see it any other way. So Bishop TaMarryyHam, would you start on that for me, please? Tell me, where were the women?
Yes. according to the 6th chapter of Genesis, in verse number 1, 2, 3, and 4, it tells you that in those days the earth, mankind multiplied on the earth. So when Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons, they all had wives. So they went into the ark with Noah.
Oh. Oh, okay. Now we got some females in the picture. I'm just trying to figure out how them brothers went all over the world and populated everybody and there wasn't no women, but I didn't see as mentioned. So I was just trying to figure that part out. And so Brother Wade, would you chime in on that, please? And where did they mention those wives at anyway? Go right ahead, Brother Wade, please.
Well, our brother just stated back in Parashit or Genesis, chapter number 6, it's right there. You can look at verse number 18. That brings a lot of clarity when the father makes his covenant with Noah. And then he says, then you shall come into the ark. You, your sons, watch this, and your sons' wives with you shall come in. You see? So that's how they were able. It wasn't just Noah and 3 sons and his wife. It was Noah, his wife, and his 3 sons and their wives. They went into the ark.
All righty then. I'm excited. I'm so happy to know it was some women around. I am so happy that the sisters was around somewhere. That makes me feel just a tad bit better, y'all. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much, guys, for sharing that with us. I appreciate that. So I would like for you to tell me, Cush, Bishop Ta'MarrYHAM, who was Cush?
Cush was the son of Ham. Cush was the direct progenitor of the Ethiopian nation.
Oh, okay, Bishop, can you repeat that, please? Because you seem to cut out and we kind of lost you there for a second. Can you please repeat who was Cush, please?
The son of Ham. He is believed was the oldest and the first of Ham. He is the direct progenitor of the Ethiopian nation. Cush is for Ethiopia in Hebrew.
Okay. We're having trouble hearing, understanding. I mean, we hear you, Bishop, but understanding is a totally different thing. You're cutting in and out. Let me go over here to Brother Wade, and Brother Wade, can you please tell me and my viewing audience who is Cush, please?
Our dear brother was trying to tell us that Cush was the progenitor, okay, pertaining to the Ethiopian nation, which deals with Sudan. He was the firstborn son of Ham.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Okay. So and Bishop, so I'm assuming that Brother Wade got it right, that that's what you were trying to tell us. Okay, so I want to know, first of all, you guys, everybody, the phone lines are open. Okay, the phone lines are open. I told you the phone lines will be open after the last, during the last 30 minutes of the show. So the phone lines are open now. Call us at 702-5580. That's 702-850-5580. You may call in now with your questions and your comments or whatever the case may be. Okay. And okay, it looks like we have a caller on the line. Well, okay, I guess I missed that caller. So anyway, call in at this moment. All right. You can definitely call in at this moment. All right. So, and if I miss your call, just call back. Give a sister a chance to pick up your call. Okay. So, we have a caller on the line, and hello, caller. How are you?
All right. How about yourself?
Fine. Thank you. Thank you for calling into the show. State your name and where you're calling from, please.
Elder Miller from North Carolina.
Okay, Elder Miller from North Carolina, one of our regulars. Okay, so Elder Miller, would you please state your question or your comment? You know what the subject is today, who and where the true Israelites. So your question or your comment, please.
Okay, let me say this before I state it. If everybody would stop leaning forward, and you kind of the camera's not.
Okay.
But my question is, if Ham, son Cush, was the child that was cursed, then how is it that so many people consider Shem genitor of the Israelites, and that we're the Israelites, and the Israelites were to suffer so much hardship?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, caller, for calling in. Guys, I'm going to give that question first of all to Brother Wade, and then we're going to take the next caller.
Okay. He was talking about, Cush, and, we know who his son was Nimrod. And Nimrod was that first wicked priest who wanted to downplay our true and living Elohim and disobey him. As a matter of fact, you read in Genesis that he tried to build the tower up to Shinear and tried to fight with our true and living Elohim, but the Father had destroyed that. As a matter of fact, he had confounded. Okay, he had confounded their language. So the reason why we have suffered so much coming through Sham is because we're the chosen ones and we have disobeyed him. We disobeyed the true and living Elohim. He has warned us and told us that there will be blessings if we listen diligently to his voice and do and observe all of his commandments. There are curses that come with it as well if we do not listen diligently to his voice and do not do his commandments. So this is why we're going through the long suffering that we are, because we have not came into following and keeping his commandments and his judgments. That's very imperative. It's obedience.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brother Wade. Now, listen, we have another caller on the line, but I want to go ahead and allow the bishop to chime in on the first caller's question, please, Bishop.
It was not Ham that was cursed. It was Canaan that was cursed. Canaan received the curse. And the curse was that Shem or Japheth would enslave Canaan. Ultimately, Shem, we took the land of the Canaanites to start our kingdom and our nation. And the reason we suffered through the line of Shem is because when we made a blood covenant with the Most High, we reneged on the covenant. Leviticus, the 26th chapter, tells you, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter tells you that because we reneged, we are suffering today.
Okay. I know folks just gonna get way ahead of a sister on this show right here. I just know it. I know it, y'all. When I tell you I know it, because the rubber has to meet the road on the Wild in the show today and next week and the next week. Okay, listen, we got a caller on the line. Hello, caller, how are you? Hello, caller.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, state your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Joshua, and I'm calling from the Washington metropolitan area, all the way on the East Coast. And shalom.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for tuning in to the Wallina Show. Would you please, Joshua, would you please state your question or your comment and who it is for, please? And don't let it be for me, because I don't know nothing.
First, I would like to make a comment.
Yes.
I appreciate your show.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your guest. But I was looking at the name of the show, and it says, "Who and Where are the True Israelites?" And I think both of these guests would agree that people who were known as African American in America are understanding and becoming awake because knowledge has become increased. Historically, even Louis Farrakhan will no doubt declare that the people who are Semitic, as the callers or as the guests have stated, are the African American people who were enslaved. And that is what I think has been changing what was known as the Christian culture, to begin to dig deeper, and people are understanding that we are the story. Mashiach died on the tree, and our people were hung from the tree. The story from slavery to slavery to slavery. And this is spreading across not only America, but even in the western parts of Africa where we have come from, or taken from, or kidnapped, as you said in the show. So I appreciate my brothers. And even as the bishop said, into this knowledge. So as it pertains to Sabbath or the Sabbath or Saturday, the day of rest, we are learning the ways of the wisdom that has been written by our forefathers. And we are coming into our identity so we can grow and come to the understanding and return back to the Father. So we're excited. I'm excited about the show. I think the bishop, man, and he's a great mentor. And I think my brother who is the Essene, because in my deepest heart, I would say I'm an Essene because of what it means. Both, but I want to stress that we're coming together and gathering, and some are here in the hall, and this is just an exciting time to be in. And I thank you again for your show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your input. And I'm going to allow the guests to chime in on what you just said as well. Okay. Is that all right with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie. Okay. So you stay tuned. Don't you go nowhere. You know, it's a 4-part show. So today is only part 1. All right.
I'll be in all the shows, man.
All right. All right. Thanks again for tuning in to the Wallina Show. You have a wonderful evening. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and allow Bishop Ta'MarrYHAM to chime in first. And then we will go to Brother Wade. Ta'MarrYHAM, go right ahead.
I absolutely agree with that beautiful brother. His statement, I think he was right on point, and I'd like to thank him too for the comment that the complimentary comment that he gave towards me. He is absolutely correct. We are just now coming into the knowledge of who we are. We have been, for 400 plus years, we have been ultimately stripped from our name, our nationality, our heritage, our ancestral lineage. So as a whole, the Hebrew nation is just now coming into our own, and we have yet to develop our scholarship on a national and international standard language. We are just now being able to correctly teach the Tanakh, the Torah, and the apostolic writings, as the brother said.
Okay. The rubber meets the road on the Wiley the Show. Here we go over here to Brother Renaldo Wade. Would you please, Brother Renaldo Wade, chime in on what the caller just said, if you will?
I would just like to say shalom unto my uncle, unto my brother. Very powerful words of encouragement and exhortation that he gave both to me and Bishop. We are indeed waking up into the knowledge of the truth. It tells us in the book of Usha or the book of Hosea that my people are perishing for the lack of knowledge because they reject the knowledge. And so now we're coming into that dispensation in which now we're starting to know who we are. The fullness of the Gentiles cannot come in until first we know who we are. And then the Gentiles must acknowledge who we are as a people and as a nation. And then they go hand in hand. And that's how the grafting in will take place. They have to be grafted into our culture, our heritage, you see? And so that is, you know, I like to thank our brother so much for what he said. Everything he said was 100% correct. I agree.
Okay, y'all, I tell you what. What can I tell y'all except the rubber meets the road on the Wild Eater Show, without a doubt. Okay, so listen, guys, thank you, callers, and for calling in, and the phone lines are still open. Right now, the phone lines are definitely still open, okay? So you can still call in if you'd like to at 702-850-5580. All right, so listen, guys, so in your research and in your studies, you would say, and I believe that you would say, but let me just ask you anyway, would you say that all of the nationalities of the entire world originally came from the three sons of Noah? Would you say that all of the nationalities of the entire world originally came from the three sons of Noah? Brother Wade?
Absolutely. You can read it in Genesis chapter 10.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Bishop WASHANTI, do you agree as well that all the nationalities of the world from the three sons of Noah?
Yes, I do. I agree.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much for that. Okay. So with that being said, okay, we have well, I've heard anyway, that we all come from what's called 12 tribes. I just want a yes or no. Did we all come from what is called is one of 12 tribes? Yes or no? Did we all come from one of 12 tribes? Please, Brother Wade.
You have to first identify, you know, we all. Who are you referring to? Could you make it more specific?
Okay. I'm actually talking about everybody on the planet. So if it's not the case, then just give me a no. If it is the case, just give me a yes, Brother Wade.
No.
Okay. All righty then. Okay, so we're gonna go here to Bishop. Is that the case, or yes or no, Bishop?
No. No.
All right. All right. Okay. Looks like you guys are pretty serious about that. No. Listen, we have another caller on the line, and I just want to go ahead and give the caller the opportunity to speak. Okay. So, hello, caller. How are you? You guys are pretty serious about that. No. Listen, we have another caller on the line, and I just want to go ahead and give the caller the opportunity. Okay, caller, you need to turn off your speakers, please. Turn off your speakers, please. You're getting feedback on the show. Please turn off your speakers, mute your speakers, computer, if you will, please.
It's already done.
Okay. Can you state your name and where you're calling from?
name is Bishop Dr. Gary Howell. I'm calling from Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Oh, down there in North Carolina. All righty then. Okay, that's the second caller we've had from North Carolina. All right, thank you for tuning in to the Wallina Show. Greatly appreciate your viewing the show today. And will you state your comment and who it's addressed to, and make sure it's not me?
Sure, I'm addressing it to. I'm addressing my comment to both men. I'd like to start with Bishop WASHANTI. I tell trouble pronouncing that name, but anyway, Bishop
Ta'Marrhyham.
Ta'Marrhyham. I have trouble pronouncing his name. Ta'Marrhyham. Yes, I like to do that. My statement in question is simply this: is the native tribes, is the native Indian tribes, and a lot of the Mexican tribes, the original Mexican people, that was the Indians, not just the mixture tribe, but that I can't think of the name now, but the original tribes, are they part of the Israelite family, or did they come from one of the 12 tribes? And so are they born and birthed into the family as our brothers and need to be woke up also?
Okay, is that the end of it?
That's the end of it. I just want to know, who is all our family? Okay. Is it those that consider themselves a nationality? Are they part of our nationality of Hebrew Israelites? Those that are called Indians, those that are called Hispanics, those that are called of another nationality.
Okay. All right. So, gentlemen, did you hear the question from the caller? Both of you, shake your heads, please. Thank you. Okay, so caller, they got you down. They understood your question and they are ready to respond. Thank you very much for calling into the Wallina Show. Appreciate it. And stay tuned. 3 more shows, okay? All right. Brother Wade, you want to chime in, please?
Well, I think our caller that called in, he addressed the question, particularly for our brother, the bishop. So, I'll let him go first in this instance, since that call was directly to our dear brother. So I'll let it go directly to him.
No problem. Bishop WASHANTI Ta'MARRYHAM, go right ahead.
All right. Shalom, Bishop Howard. I'd like to thank you for such a great question. First and foremost, the Native Americans that we know today as the First Nation people, they are not Israel. The Hispanic people we know today are not Israel. The Native Americans come from East Asia. Their ancestors are called the Clover civilization. So, therefore, the Israelites, the Native Americans, are not our people. However, we do mingle with them. When the Israelites was over here from Solomon, they did mingle with them. All of the Black Native Americans that have the Afro-Hebrew lineage in them are part of Israel. But as the people of the Spaniards, like Telemundo from Mexico City, those are what you call white Spaniards. They are not Israel. But Issachar are hidden away in Mexico. You do not see them, but they look just like you and me.
Okay. Boy, I tell you, the show is about to be over, y'all. We did an extra half hour, y'all. The show is about to be over. But listen, Brother Wade, I'm not going to be able to let you chime in because we got another caller on the line. Okay, so we need to allow the caller to speak. Hello, caller. How are you? There. Can you state your name and where you're calling from, please? Hello, caller. State your name and where you're calling from, please. From area code 919. Okay, it looks like the caller, I'm not sure where the caller is.
All right, Brother Wade, you want to comment, please?
Okay, maybe the caller is there now. Hello, caller, how are you? State your name and where you're calling from, please. Okay, all right, so we're going to switch to the other caller because this caller is apparently not okay, hello, caller, how are you? State your name and where you're calling from. Second caller. Hello, caller. Are you there? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. The caller is not saying anything. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Are you there? Can you hear us? Hello, caller. Can you hear us? Okay. All right. The caller's on the line, but apparently the caller can't hear me saying whatever I'm saying. I'm not sure what the caller is on the line. Hello, caller. Are you there? Okay. All right. We got to move on. Okay. It looks like the caller is still on the line, but the caller is not responding. And that was the same with the other caller. I don't know if I got him on hold or what. This technology is something else, y'all. Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? I got it. Be patient with a sister right here. Hang on. Well, okay, caller, I'm going to ask you to hang up and call back because I can't seem to pull your call back. Oh, wait. Pull your call back up. Okay, there we go. Hello, caller, how are you? Hello, caller, how are you? State your name and where you're calling from. Please turn your speakers down.
Hey, this is Joseph in Las Vegas.
Oh, hey, Joseph from Las Vegas. That's a good one there. Right here in Las Vegas where the Wylena show is. Okay.
Amen.
All right, Joseph, how you doing? And thanks for tuning in to the Wylena show. Greatly appreciated. Who would you like to address your question or statement to? And we're just about to go off the air, so you got about 2 minutes to do it. Thank you.
I'm going to be quick and get up out of here. First, I want to thank you for your show, Wylena, and thank you for your guest, Brother Ronaldo and Bishop Ta'MarrYHAM. And I would like to say in the aspect of all of the Hebrew Israelites and all of the lineage and what have you, how do you address today the salvation? Is there still a necessity to, quote, be saved and to deal with salvation? How do your guests address that issue? I'll listen off the air, and I'd like to address it to both of your guests.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Joseph, and make sure you stay tuned. There's 3 more shows after this one, okay?
All right.
Part 2, 3, and 4. All right? Okay. 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 Okay, so Brother Wade and Brother Bishop Ta'MarrYHAM, I'll give each one of you 1 minute, and then we're going to be over in a minute. Bishop Ta'MarrYHAM, go ahead.
According to the scriptures in the Most High, Leviticus, the 26th chapter and verse number 41, we first must ask the Most High to forgive us for the transgression of our ancestors who transgressed against the covenant, and then we must in return ask for our iniquities to be forgiven, and we must believe in the Hamashiach, the Christ, the Messiah, who came and gave his life as a ransom for us to restore us back into the covenant.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Bishop. And Brother Wade, you're going to close it out for us, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, Ms. Wylena, and also to my brother on the panel. We did a very good job on today. Salvation is available, and it was available first for his people, for the nation of Yashariel, And when the Messiah was sitting at the well with the woman, he told her that salvation was for the Yahudim first, or for those who came out of the nation, those who were naturally born into the nation. And then it goes to the Gentiles. The Gentiles must ask the Father for forgiveness of their sins, their transgressions, and their iniquities. They must get rid of all of their traditions, and they must take the Torah and they must accept it. Then they receive the gift of the Ruach HaKodesh and on the fleshly tablets of their hearts.
Okay, y'all. It's time to go. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show today. And y'all know what I told you. It's going to be 3 more shows, part 2, 3, and 4. Who and where are the true Israelites? I've got a lot more questions, y'all. And y'all just didn't give us a chance today. But that's okay. I'm coming back next week. Y'all know who I am. I'm Wileen, the Las Vegas Queen of Gospel. And y'all know what show this is. This is the Wileen Show. And this is where the rubber meets the road. We'll see you next week.